Hello everybody, welcome back to another video where today we are back with a guide on how to install shaders in Minecraft Java and also my top 3 picks. And let's just get straight into it because I'm not wasting your time here. Anyway, I'll have a time link in on what you see on the screen right now if you want to move to the actual tutorial section, as this part will only cover my top 3 with their pros and cons. But anyways, my top 3 picks is BSL, Sildurs, and SEUS Renewed. There are a bunch of other shaders, and these are just my personal opinion, but these are my best picks. And also, if you want a more detailed comparison, go please check out my comparison that I did last week on BSL, Sildurs, and SEUS. The card will be in the top right and will also be linked in the description below. Okay, so for BSL, it has one of the best night patterns, I believe. BSL, this is all my personal opinion again, so do take it with a grain of salt. And your opinions may differ or may agree, so do leave a comment on which is your favorite and your pros and cons of your favorite. But either way, the Auroreus for the BSL shader is a really nice touch and it's just a really nice touch in BSL. This could happen in other shaders, but from the many comparisons I've seen and all of the shaders that I tested, BSL just does the best. Or maybe it is the only one. I'm not too sure. But anyways, the BSL has a ton of customability. Okay, I can't speak. Whatever that word is, it has a lot of custom controls that you can mess around it and tune it to your favorite liking, which is something that's really good and that BSL does extremely well. It also has a extremely realistic water texture. It is the second best, and Sildurs is the third, and SEUS is the first. But BSL still has one of the most realistic water textures. It also does the blurring or the blurring of the outer areas pretty well. It's sun and moon textures, which are rounded. It's also done extremely well, which is a major plus. However, the cons are that BSL is just not very good for lighting. If you compare it to something like a vibrant townscape, you will find that, especially during the night, you'll find that BSL kind of lacks in comparison in compared to SEUS or Sildurs. So that is something that is lax. And also, what is there to dislike? It is also moderately bad during snow conditions, especially when you're in a snowy tundra and it starts snowing. Well, it's going to be mildly dark, which could come off as realistic, but I think it's just way too dark for comfort, and every single snow piece blinds your eye, which is not really something that you want. It could come off as realistic, but who knows. But BSL, one of my favorites, and it just does, and based on the Reddit reports, it's just really good for screenshots, which I do agree with. It is probably one of the best to do with screenshots. Now let's move on to the SEUS shaders. The SEUS shaders, they are the best at lighting, or at some lighting conditions. If you checked out my comparison between SEUS, Sildurs, and BSL, you'll find that the winter town at night looks especially good with SEUS shaders. SEUS shaders also has the most realistic water texture, and also extremely good waving grass and other stuff. I do not notice the tiny little details. However, I am not completely analyzing. I am just stating my personal experience with the shader. And of course, the personal experience, I'm just saying it's what most people would observe. SEUS Shaders is one of the best with the lighting conditions. However, I will have to stage a complaint with the snowy conditions. Now, BSL, it still does this relatively nicely, so you can actually decipher what's going on. But with SEUS, everything is pitch black. Even the snow is somewhat pitch black. All you can see is white and black, which is not especially a good look. Especially when SEUS is one of the best with lighting, but it cannot give its snow act together, as it was one of the worst, if not the worst, in my comparison for just the snowy tundra. And also, it runs not extremely well. It does not have a lot of customability. It also does not really run that well as compared to the other shaders, which is kind of a concern with bad computers. But let's be real here, every computer that's bad is going to struggle with shaders. So it's not really much of a difference, and plus the bad performance is only about a few frames. So this could make a bigger difference on less geared computers, since my computer is a pretty spec'd out one. This could make a difference on lower geared computers, but who knows. I just get 5 frames per second on my laptop. And let's move on to Sildurs. Sildurs has a lot of customability and custom controls. Not as much as BSL, but still a relatively good amount that you could be happy with if you tune it to your right settings. It also has the best God rays or light shafts. If you do not know what that means, then go watch my comparison. God rays are basically the light rays that are coming from the sun or the moon. Oh, also I forgot to mention with SEUS Shaders, with the moon texture, it is the vanilla one. Which it kind of breaks the illusion that was a very big complaint that I had with SEUS during the nighttime. All I would see was just, well, I just saw the big giant vanilla square texture, which is kind of illusion breaking to the very realistic textures of SEUS. But anyway, back to Sildurs. Sildurs also has the circular moon and sun, which it does extremely well, just as the same with BSL. It also has a relatively nice sky color, but this could come off as unrealistic to some, as the sky texture in Sildurs is a bit fantasy themed, which is not exactly what most people or some people are looking for. However, I do personally enjoy the nice, vibrant textures of Sildurs. And also, it kind of has the worst water texture of the 2 shaders. Of the 3 shaders, which I've picked. Now, that is not by all means to bash this shader for its water texture. No. All of these shaders are pretty good, and I have no intention of bashing them. However, I'm just saying that Sildurs has the worst water texture. And that's basically all. Very nice. And Sildurs also does not really have any blur. However, Sildurs does have the best snow conditions of any shader, I think. It has the best snow conditions, especially when you tune it to the right settings. If you saw my comparison again, which you should have by now, it was personally the best for snow. And also, if you've seen my music video, my 41-minute long music video, I used Sildurs shaders in that, which it looked extremely nice, and it did not compare. It won every shader by a long shot when it comes to snow, which is something that Sildurs of Vibrant Shaders does extremely well. Anyway, let's move on to the tutorial. Okay, so we are back on the Windows desktop, and the first thing that you're going to need is to download Optifine. If you do not know how to download Optifine, then look it up. Anyways, after you have downloaded Optifine and ran Optifine, then what you want to do is press the Windows key and R. That brings up the run page. Now what you want to do is do the percentage key, app data percentage key, and then click OK. Now this will bring you to the app data roaming key. And what you want to do is press the .minecraft, and then there should be a shader folder. It is labeled shader packs. And this is where you will store your shader packs. So let's just assume that you have downloaded SEUS Shaders and they come in a zip format. Do not extract the zip file. Just do not, it's not necessary. And just put it in your shader packs. That's how easy it is. And then go to your game and then enable the shaders. You will also see a txt file if you have configured any of the settings in the shaders. And that will be all. If this tutorial and guide helped you, then be sure to leave a like, and if you really enjoy what I'm doing here, then it would be greatly appreciated if you could subscribe to my channel. But anyways, I'll see you guys in the video. Goodbye.